monthly meeting. Call it to order at this time. David Link, would you mind doing the invocation for us?
Let's pray. Our Heavenly Father, we thank you for today. We thank you for the sunshine, the warmth that you provided us. And Lord, as we go about the town's business, just give us the wisdom to make the right decisions for the right reasons. We lift these prayers up in Jesus' name. Amen.
Would please rise to the pledge, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, we're down to item number 4. We have agenda changes. We have a change, I believe.
Yes, we do.
Okay. We'll address that, please.
8C.
8B,
C.
C,
You should have asked for it.
8C. John Wood with Benich has sent us a contract that the mayor wants to make sure you see. The council approved this contract at their retreat, deciding on which items of their proposal that you would accept, and I think it's 1 and 3. So this is just the contract that we need the mayor to sign. So you want to approve the contract and give the authority to the mayor to sign it. Any questions? Well, we can talk about it when we get to it.
So I need a motion to for the approval of the agenda.
I move that we approve the agenda as corrected.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Do I understand what he just said? All in favor, so put it in. Motion passes. Okay, number 5, approval of consent agenda. Do I have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
I make a motion that we approve the consent agenda as presented.
How about a second?
I second.
Any discussion? All in favor, so put it in. Do we have anyone making public comments?
No.
Thank you. Any presentations? No, correct. Items of business. This one is under item number 8A. 8A approved Fairview Planning Board application. You want to explain this, please?
Bill Thomas has resigned from the planning board, and his term was not up until September 28th. And so we asked the alternates that were on the planning board, and Alex said yes, he would like to move up to a full member. So we are wanting Natalie Smith to be approved to be an alternate. She placed her application in last year, wanting to be on some community to get into the family.
Well, do we have to have a motion to move him up? We have to have 2 motions?
Now, he's already approved, he just moved up.
He was already an alternate.
He was already an alternate, so his
It doesn't-
application already
It
been
doesn't need to
approved.
be approved from also to a full member.
It's our policy to do that
Yeah.
automatically.
Okay. With that being said, we need a motion to appoint Natalie Smith for alternate vacancy on the planning board with term to expire in September 2028.
I move that we approve moving Natalie Smith to take the place of Alex as an alternate on the planning board.
And the gentleman who resigned, his name was what?
Bill Thomas.
Bill Thomas.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor, so click on it. Motion passes. Okay, 8B, approve the budget amendment, number 1. Gerald, you will explain that, please?
Yeah. At the retreat, we talked about the expenses, planning design expenses for the year. And then also we talked about the additional salary for training Jim and Spencer as they replace Teresa and Ed. And so that, this budget amendment is to account for those expenses. Taking it out of the appropriated fund balance, taking out savings, basically.
So, that being said, I guess at this point in time, we need a motion to, amend the budget, amendment number 1 to the budget. Do I have a motion?
Move that we accept the budget amendment as presented by Darrell Balcom to cover the expenses for the additional training and other costs associated with the park.
I have a second.
A second.
Any further discussion?
So, let's see. So you took 54,000 out of the savings and moved it over to income and then you covered the balance.
Yeah,
Where does that put us on the savings? I should have looked at that. Sorry about that.
About $500,000.
About half. And we want to.
So it was 534.
Yeah.
I think we've already spent some of that, I think.
yeah.
So it would be lower than that,
450.
probably
450-ish.
450.
And what's that bottom line we try to keep at?
200,000.
We want to move it to 3. Or I would suggest you move it to 3, but that'll be in the budget process.
Okay. I'm just
Two and a half.
itching down every year closer to that level. So we just gotta keep a close eye on it.
Well, the 2-cent increase should help, but we gotta be careful as far as how much spending.
Exactly, yeah.
Well, with me, out of the picture, it probably won't be a problem.
What is it?
What do you say?
With me out of the picture, it probably won't be a problem.
Like you said, we'll be getting a lot more money on.
It's just something we need to be aware of and watch very closely because we used to have a really big buffer and now we've got a very small buffer.
Well, inflation takes care of some of that, because everything, to me, costs double what it was.
But you spend double what it is when you're building stuff up.
Right.
So kind of balances itself out. I'm not against it. Don't take it that way. I'm just, it's a word of caution when it comes to spending versus income.
I agree.
Well, since I haven't been part of this while we pursue grants, I mean, what's that process like, and do we need to talk about pursuing any grant? I mean, I don't know how many years it takes to procure a grant.
Let me answer that. Number one, you have to,
We're still in discussion phase on the amendment, right?
you want to get the vote first?
Well, if this, we're in discussion phase, so it doesn't make a difference to me, whatever you want to do. Is that fine with you?
That doesn't have anything to do with the budget amendment, though, does it?
What-
Have you passed the budget amendment?
No, I mean, we've already seconded it, we're talking about.
But we are in discussion phase, so are there any more discussion? What we're voting on?
Not on the motion.
No motion. Okay. With that being said, all in favor? Okay,
Let's totally bring it up in council comments so we can talk about
Sure,
it.
sure.
Okay, well, I'll be glad to answer part of that if you want to.
That's fine.
And Jim can help also. Grants are great if you can get some.
Right.
Usually they're connected to a particular something.
Yeah.
The county would pursue a grant for water and sewer upgrades, or police cars, or programs for the police, whatever it was. We don't have those activities to apply for a grant except the park, really. We could go apply another park grant if we did a matching grant with, part of the grant. But other than that, we don't have anything right now that we could apply a grant or ask for a grant to help us with.
About
That make any sense?
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, I look, on those newsletters that come out every month, about, what grants are out there. I never see anything that would apply to us, but I just wondered about what the process was to, like, because you can probably hire somebody to go after a grant for you and it might pay for itself, I don't know, but, I don't know anything about the process, I just wondered.
Yeah, I can kind of go into that a little bit. Central Ohio Council of Governments, they have basically a grant program. They've got people there that can act as the grant administrator. They'll take 15% of the overall grant money as being the grant administrator. The only other grant that I can think of off the top of my head, unless there's a specific grant out there, either on the federal or state level for parks, other than the Part F, would be the CDBG, just Community Development Block Grants, but you have to tie that to low to moderate income families.
And we've tied ours to the county, our
Okay,
participation to the county.
gotcha.
So the only possibility might be what we had discussed with regards to playground equipment for kids that are disabled. There may be a grant that we could go after for that.
We did talk about that.
So how would we find out if there is monies available for something like that? How do we do that?
Y'all can help look. I would Google it first,
Okay.
you know, see what,
Okay.
talk to Dean Art.
I'll
He
call
would be,
him.
he would be an asset because he's up, more up to date than we are on it. But yeah, that would be a great, thing to pursue.
Okay.
And I guess my question would be though is, based on what John was saying was, we really don't have funds for a matching grant.
That's right.
Well, and what you can do is with the matching, you can see if they'll do it in kind.
How does that work?
Basically, it's manpower supplied by the town.
You provide the land, we build it, you know, that type of thing. That's our part of it.
Would
We'll
that
put
be
it-
something that will show up and you find about a grant? Would that something be mentioned in the details that could happen with that particular grant?
You could apply the land towards in kind? Is that what
We
you're
did
saying?
that with the park grant.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
That was part
still
of our match.
maintain
Yeah, it has to be 20, well,
25
the
years.
party,
isn't it?
yeah, the party grant was 25 years. Cannot.
Can't change it.
Right.
Yeah,
It's gotta be for public purpose for 25 years.
They're on the land purchase. How many years was that?
Was
For
it
the
10?
Havers?
Yeah.
10, wasn't it?
Well, 10, wasn't it?
No, it's more than 10, I think.
15?
I was thinking it's 15.
15.
20.
We're only in year
15.
We still got,
3,
oh wait,
We
No,
still got about half of it.
5.
we probably made 6 or 7 payments.
Okay.
But I think we got 10 or more to go.
That was for the additional property that was purchased for the park, right?
Yeah, that's what that was. So, yeah. We just got funds going out and we're just in that small town phase.
Right.
Just a little, little revenue and just capped on what we did.
Charles Pike would build a production facility in Fairview.
I know, we're done with production facilities.
Well,
We approved.
Yes, it's been approved.
We raise hands? I don't.
Yes,
yeah, we
we
did.
did.
Well, that was, but HC is now, that was the agenda change, correct?
Yes,
Yes, we are to that.
So, yes.
The Benich, you talked about the Benich proposal at your retreat. And y'all decided that he's starting to work on it, but he was late in the contract too. So at your places, you've got a contract from Benich indicating what you talked about, the 1 and the 3, and the money is correct. All I need for you is to give the authority to the mayor to sign the contract.
And let me just interject something, you may or may not be aware of this. We got 2 facilities coming in June 12th. And there's no way that the band shell could be ready, and they said they would not use the one we have there in the woods. So, in discussions with Spencer and Lisa and all them, and the other people here associated with the town, and they've worked this out with Tuma Shelter. They're going to use, the picnic shelter is going to be the stage
for too much silver in June. And they've agreed to it, size, picnic tables have got to be moved out. We're gonna have to rent a generator, provide power, because the power system doesn't want to handle it. So that, and everything will take place up there around the circle, food trucks, I think everything goes with it. So with that being said, I guess if they're happy with it and the town is happy with it, that gives us more time if we want to keep doing that, to where we can utilize time for grants or whatever it is, but if that works out good, having it at the picnic shelter, that'll give us more options when time comes to do other type of entertainment. Okay, so if we all aware of that was taking place, discussions.
No,
So-
they had moved up, they had agreed to,
I thought we were gonna move into October, but
yeah, that's
Yeah,
the last
that's the
we
last
talked about
conversation.
it.
Yeah, well, they can.
They were not willing to do that. We would lose money, a lot. Yeah.
And so they were happy with doing it there, and I think, and it all depends on the magnitude of people that show up. But in reality, it's a Band-Aid, but it's got everything we need to have if they're comfortable with the shelter for their part, it always rains when they come. But parking wise, bathroom, everything is really good for that, so.
It's just not optimal how you sit and watch it
Right,
in that area. It's
No.
not.
we gotta say dance over Circle Drive.
That's right.
Like I said, it's not the best of alternatives, but it is an alternative rather than losing the money and putting it off. I think that's, like I said, and they're gonna be in the Unionville, in
In
May,
April.
April. So, we'll be back in here. Okay, so with that being said, that gives, so this will be what the motion will be, is to sign, give me authorization to sign the contract for them to pursue
Which I'll talk about in April, at the,
and to retreat, that is the design, all stuff for
for the electrical and the shell.
shell.
So it's $20,000 for them to do the design work
Do the bidding.
and the bidding process.
And inspections.
And all that stuff. But then we've got to, once they give us the bid, we've got to say, hey, are we willing to spend X
That is correct.
to do this? And if we don't have X at that moment in time, this bid, we don't bid it.
That's right.
And so, I have no clue how much this is gonna cost.
Well, just give you kind of an idea, the cost wise, this probably change. But, based upon, input, Teresa was the one that got input, the band shell down at Oak Island. That's a kit, and that kit was roughly $60,000,
About 68,000.
68,000 now. So if you buy the kit, and then they deliver the kit, and then you gotta pay about $3,000 to get the permitting to the county to build the ship, is that correct? So with that being said, and then you gotta find somebody to do the kit. So that gives you a starting figure with the kit itself being right at 70,000.
To do a kit though, you don't need to spend $8,900 on design.
But I think that's part, if I understand what you told me this afternoon, that's part of the process is to look at that kit and look at other options we may have. They may find something in the design that's better than, and more
So
feasible.
that's why it's a little cheaper, but it does include the construction phase, so they're design, bid, and
Inspections.
then construction phase. So they're managing the whole process.
Right.
So I guess the question would be, as we go through it, depending on what we decide to do, if there's any savings in any of that.
I think John's got the point, if we get to the bidding process and we've got a bidder, lowest bidder, and he's at $150,000 for doing the band shell, are we ready to pull the trigger?
Yeah, I get the question, yeah.
But we can't answer that, we don't.
We don't quite know what the cost is.
And let me ask you this.
We also don't know who's gonna donate money to pay for it, right?
No, we don't. Since you brought that up.
Well, you guys have been throwing out names. People wanting to go get it for money. So,
I'll tell you something else, by having it in the shelter area, picnic shelter area, that would be a great opportunity to speak to the community to say, hey, look, you know, if we can find the funds, we want to build this amphitheater over here. Town is open to donations if you would like to donate towards this.
Well, but,
it'd be nice to have a drawing and everything, you know, something to
well, that being
Look
said,
at.
you know that I've talked to Fernando, you don't know that.
Right, that's what I'm saying, is that
Fernando's-
there's a couple of
Well, he said that,
names you've been throwing
and I
out.
called him but 3 weeks ago, and I don't really have the message, he has to call me back. But, when he told me that meeting, when I met with him, his wife was, he and his wife agreed to, construct it. And the person, if they go with the people he works for or buys the steel from, the steel would come at their price. So basically, our cost would be the price of the steel if they go with the design that favors us. Because the kit we're talking about is, I'm not sure it's steel or not, but
It's not.
It's not steel, it's wood. So that might be, I guess, so that's where we are.
Yeah.
As far as, you know,
Some
people,
decisions to be made there, yeah.
so,
We're gonna spend $21,000 to find out if we can afford it.
That was my point.
That's right, yeah.
Well, part of that is the construction and the bidding phase,
Yeah.
but I don't know how much of that is, you know, is the design and what the breakdown is, but it doesn't seem,
He's gonna have to do the research
it doesn't seem,
to get y'all to pick out a design too.
yeah, it doesn't seem.
I'm not worried about the 20,000, this is a lot of work. The $20,000 is not out of the ballpark. They're gonna come back and say, it's gonna cost you $150,000 to do this. And we gotta say, are we, don't spend $150,000.
Set up for setup time, right?
And that's the point. And then if you don't, then you delay, and then you gotta kind of redo it all over again, go back through a bidding process. If you delay for a year, it's rebid. You're not gonna hold a bid for a year.
And then you're gonna wish you had done it.
Yeah, it just depends. I mean,
well, with that being said, would it be a compromise to fall back on the shelter and just change this contract, just to put in, we gotta have electrical one way or the other. We want to go back and just do the electrical part of it and see how things, have that done to where, well, it is mentioned, you know, you can rent a tent, you need, or there's several options now. We want to do just the electrical for now, and then see if people get more interested, or, I don't know, that's y'all's, that's your call.
I think we're going to spend the
I think we
money.
do it.
just do it. and
I think we do it.
Decide
Yeah,
first.
exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, we could select at that time, depending on the bids come back, you could select and say, we'll go with electrical. Right, I mean, if it comes out crazy and say, look, well, let's put the electrical in and let's pray the weather's good.
Yeah.
That's all you can do.
Piecemeal it.
Well, let me ask the
Well,
question.
let's connect Benish with Fernando.
What's I say, can he, and can he connect, can he contact Fernando as part of his research that he wants? And let's put it this way, if they would do that, and Fernando said, yes, and this, we'll erect it, this company over here said they will sell it to their price, and we can do that, is that correct?
Fernando told me, now, I don't know what he told you, but he told me that he would donate the putting the metal up for you.
The labor.
Only.
Yeah, but he said the company that he buys his metal from agreed to sell us the steel at their price.
Okay. That may be too,
The labor on that's probably 10, 15 grand at least.
probably. But then you're gonna have to have it under some kind, if you bid it, you're gonna have to have it under some kind of general contractor. John told me he was even investigating a design build type function or a contractor that would come in and help us design it, pick it out, Then if we wanted to change something, we could, or what, design it, he thought he could get that a little cheaper.
And
But-
that being said,
But Fernando, as I told you, he's not a contractor, so he would have his cousin be the contractor. He would have to fit the, he
Yeah.
would have to fit the bill, the requirements of the bidding process, you know.
So he had an out license to do it. We gotta go up and read his cousin,
Yeah, that's a
cousin's
little,
brother.
Yeah,
that's a little dicey.
that's what I'd recommend, going the other way. Go ahead and bid it out, have you one contractor you can depend on.
Let's let the next do their job,
Yeah.
come
You're
back
gonna-
with what they got, and we make a decision.
You're gonna help design it and build it, but you're gonna have somebody you can fall back on if he doesn't do what is necessary.
Risk.
okay, so that being said, do we have a motion to do just what you said?
To
Approve.
approve.
The contract
Contract,
and authorize you to sign.
I'll make a motion to approve, since I've been so negative lately. To approve this contract for $20,800.
And also ask Siri to sign.
And you saw the check.
Daryl,
Somebody said check.
Second. Okay, any further discussion? Is everybody comfortable with what's being said and how we said it and so forth? No further discussion, all in favor? Okay, we'll get back with the next. Thank you, let's see. Steve,
Have a good time at the birthday party.
Have a good birthday.
It was that price.
We wish we could go with you.
Oh, my grand.
Electrical contract, it's gonna be electrical contract right here, maybe help us out. And we'll get the pipe, we'll do the pipe, but somebody put it in the ground and the wire. No, we're just having a sidebar over here.
but can we do that with what we just voted on?
Oh, yeah,
We
yeah,
just
yeah.
talked.
No, we're just talking.
We just talked.
That's all right.
This is in the construction state.
Yeah, we're,
Yes, yes, we can do
we'll come
it.
back to us and we'll see what we can get for it. How about that?
That's what I'm hoping for.
So we've gotten through that phase, but that's all the business, right?
That's it.
Okay, we, at this point in time, we'll start to carry the council comments. One quick thing is, I assume you're aware of this, the park and rec people came in and did the trail for us, so free, extended, made the loop out of it. And they also agreed, and I haven't heard anything further, and maybe correct me if y'all heard anything, is the trail, storage trail we talked about. They said the park and rec for the county would also come in and do our story trail. They would do the labor of installing the things, and then we would be responsible for providing the material. So that's the latest, and what's in that.
That's how we get this, government built.
That's right.
Big Parks and Rec.
And with that being said, we'll, when that point in time happens, I want to, is everybody aware what, Unionville's will be doing for the birthday of the US? Are you all aware of that at all? 150th birthday.
You mentioned it, we mentioned us partnering with them a little bit.
And that's totally, I'm still trying to find a flyby for them. And they're a little uneasy about having a Chinese World War II airplane doing the flyby for a 250th birthday.
That's not cool.
But the price is right.
Was that your idea?
Well, the price is right. It's free. So, but I met somebody yesterday. I happened to be in Home Depot, and ran a guy that I flew with back in the airline days. And I didn't realize it, but I said, "What have you been doing?" He said, "Well, I'm flying my little airplane a little bit." So he's got an airplane. So it's not a military airplane. It's not a fast airplane, but I got to get the details, so we may have one or both. And the thing is, to be aware of, since they do a flyby, is the altitude above the ground is going to be 1,000 feet, and you're not going to know what it is. Plus, if they can due to the act, is what it is, Johnny check. It's aromatic qualified and all that stuff. And we have both of them. So I'm pursuing that, if that's okay with y'all, to help them out that.
That's on Unionville, that's on Unionville, it ain't on us.
Oh, no, I'm just saying, that we're trying to help out. They're gonna have, instead of fireworks, they're gonna have a drone show, and that ought to be good. So that's, and chairman of the board's gonna be there.
Oh, wow.
I think they got $50,000 for spending on this thing. And it's a 20.
Unionville to help us with the park.
There you go.
They don't spend money.
I went to
All them
that.
people that come to the park from Unionville,
Exactly.
A couple $1 million in that.
Daryl won't let us spend any money. I talk about it, he's not here. Doesn't Monroe have an airplane?
You sold
So,
it. I've talked to
He's
everybody.
got about 4 or 5. We can see if they fly
That's
over
right.
and some bricks. We need bricks.
Yeah, that's a possibility.
They all have, everyone they have now has a parachute.
Well, I thought I found, I probably keep you from going, but have you ever been to Captain Archie's down in North Pearl, ever been to that place? We went for the first time back a month ago. Nice place, but we're walking, it's packed, and there's a lady sitting at her table by herself. And so we share a table with her, sit back, and we got to talk to her son-in-law, is a doctor in South Bend. He's got a P-51. I contacted him, because that'd be the one we really want to have, and he says, he's got a 7-year-old daughter, and his wife won't let him do air shows, flybys anymore, so.
You asked him if he can fly?
I've got a 4-year-old granddaughter, she won't let me fly.
You teach me how I fly.
That's what the problem is. Me teaching somebody to do exactly how to do all that stuff. With that being said, with those, that's what's happening, that's where we are with that, and, so they're progressing, you know, that's the latest thing, so just remember, March 28th in the park for the Easter celebration. Unionville's thing is the 27th of June, which is a week prior to the actual Turf Day.
And we got when's the fishing thing? Oh, no, you don't know about the fishing thing. Sorry.
Now that it's open, we don't really do that anymore.
June 20.
So, remember last year how we did a little church fishing thing?
Mhm.
We're gonna do that again. And we're gonna put a sign up, and anybody wants to come fish, whatever, we're gonna hot dogs, whatever, free. And we're actually gonna tag some fish and give prizes for tag fish. No, we're not gonna tag fish there, we're gonna tag fish in another lake, bring water and put them in the lake.
I was fixing to say.
You can do it.
Or they agree with you there.
Date for that?
Yeah, well, yeah, most of it. I do, but, I mean.
What does the town need to do to help you with that?
Nothing, the Zion Church is just.
I think last year we advertised it for you.
Yeah, I mean, probably if I give you the date, if you put it on the website,
Right,
it's, you know, free, free hot dog, free whatever.
Right.
We had a bunch of good kids.
'Cause
You
it's-
heard what happened last year, didn't you? When we did it, and it's a church event, but it's not, I put this, I mean, we're not pushing the church
Right,
event,
right.
it's just it's a community event. And, we had a family come to the event, and, there's several young kids there with a mom and a son, and mom and dad, and a grandmother. The grandfather passed away 3 days before, and the grandfather used to take the kids fishing at the lake. And so they were there just to be at the park, and we got them out fishing and stuff like that. So it was kind of unique how all that plays out sometimes. I'll get you the date.
Okay.
So back to the Unionville, is that at the Noel Williams Park?
Right.
Yes. I would get there early. They're expecting a lot. It's gonna be hard.
With parking too, I think.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot.
They said there's gonna be a lot of people there, I don't know where they're gonna park.
Park my daughter at son-in-law's house, and they don't care.
There you go. Well,
Make a lot of money.
we have shag lessons
Dollar
going on. If you know anybody that wants to do shag, learn.
They're over there right now.
They're over there right now. That's
Oh, where?
next door.
Next door?
Yeah.
Right in here?
Yeah.
They got air in there?
Yeah.
I just took a shower, I ain't gonna go there, sweat.
Also, something to think about. Years ago, the American Legion in New Salem, they needed a fundraiser. You know, they have the big old helicopter right there. Well, they allowed people to buy bricks that the helicopter sits on. And they actually made a pretty good amount of money because people did it in honor and memory. And, you know, you could do different sizes. Fairview School has done it before as a fundraiser. Yeah, I mean, It's done very well, especially Fairview. If you got a family member you want to do it in memory of or honor of or whatever, that could be something that we could do as a fundraiser for them. And on our head.
What was the trivia? I know you need to get on the road, but that helicopter at New Salem was shot down in Vietnam, I think in 1962, I'm not sure. But that helicopter, since it's been on that pad in New Salem, has suffered more damages than it did when it was shot down in Vietnam. It's been knocked off that pad 3 times.
Correct.
Cars come around.
Yes. Last one caused like $1 million in damage. It's crazy.
It belongs in the hall, so they have to take it.
But the advantage they got is they can shoot back.
So, back to Noel Williams, the only time I've ever been out there is a baseball game. Do they have an amphitheater arena or?
No, they're renting. That's part of they are renting the stage, the dome, everything. Speakers, renting it
Oh,
all.
that big price tag.
About to have a Unionville stage in the Fairview Hall. Don't y'all?
Well,
Well, we got a stage, we'll give
get
them.
a church
$2
with 2,
million.
yeah, how much?
Oh, $2
I think it's
million.
4.
Yeah.
We can give
Both
them
of the, 2 of the guys on the board is in my Sunday school class.
Well, I've approached them, and with Ed's permission, I approached unofficially, is, we've got this nice park, all this land out here, and it would take some getting used to, but we've got the land, once you spend the money and finance, put things in our park, and we may have to change the name to whatever, the bank, or
Fairview Unionville.
Fairview Unionville Park, and come in and never got any response back.
You won't.
How do we incorporate Unionville?
Well, the new
How do we
clerk,
bring them in, how do we go and
I
take?
told him before, he asked that question. He said, "Now, if you were on the board, would you give Fairview money?"
Pay $4 million, I would.
the new clerk is all
They're gonna
about
keep that,
merging
too.
and helping, and
Yeah.
we're working on it.
If it was a particular thing, maybe, not a,
I'm gonna work on that.
Oh, before,
you buy the tennis courts, we'll call those the Unionville tennis courts in the Fairview Park.
we have the exotic animal
Unionville
farm.
shelter. I mean,
Yeah,
the amphitheater,
exactly.
that's what I want to do, yeah. I want that, it's free.
We'll have a little emblem on the back of that thing.
A little big emblem on it.
That's on the front.
Some of us in this room remember the rivalry that goes back, I don't know how many years.
My day.
That's a
Cool.
big-
That fields and McCoys, Unionville, Fairview, River.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Was it
Big
like
time.
school sporting
Yeah,
stuff?
like
or-
you was there.
Oh, yeah. When they were all high school.
And it,
And nobody that went to this school still alive.
My mom.
My dad is, my dad, what are you talking about?
You in here?
My dad played basketball in the old basketball.
My mom went to
He's
school
still
here.
alive, don't put him in the grave yet.
You know, I went to about, your exotic animal farm is still in the corner down there on Quan's Lawn.
We're working on it.
They have goats down there now.
He's expensive.
Alright,
All right,
this lady's got to drive around.
we told you, it's,
We're
we gotta get
still
hard
looking at what
at
he's
it.
doing
Oh, that's
wrong.
why
Or did
I
we-
sent him a message to see. It
Oh, okay.
was like $40 for chicken.
We'll wait on the motion.
Well, I need a
That's
motion.
expensive. $40 chicken. Yeah.
Go to the tractor supply, buy one about that big.
Any discussion?
You traveling to Raleigh?
Meeting's adjourned.
You see how you can lose them real quick?
Uh-oh.